All right, here we go again. What's up, everyone? Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to J Sports. Let's get these things out of the way. Make sure you like, comment, share, and subscribe to the channel. Press the post notification bell so you never miss another one of these videos. These live streams, we're going to be doing it on the Los Angeles Dodgers.
Yes, sir.
That's right, the Dodgers. And we got our guy from Franchise Sports Media. Ladies, you couldn't get enough of him, so I had to bring him back because he talked about his game at the club. So please welcome back Duncan Dye, and you can follow him on...
Be back.
That's right.
It always hits different doing these before work, you know?
Mm-hmm.
I feel more refreshed when I get there.
Yeah, see? And we get your mind going.
Yes, sir.
And you get the ladies thinking.
I can be pretty slow around the ladies, though. So getting the mind going, you know, get myself ready.
Next time we're going to let him get dressed on the stream. That's going to be a good day for everybody.
I'm not a caveman. I'm not a caveman.
Oh, there's other things that you are, though. Make sure you follow him on the Instagram. Make sure you follow me on Twitter and Instagram at FluffyJ97, JA97, and then you can follow Franchise Sports Media on Instagram. You used to give me the link to their website too, but that's all right. And
you
then
don't have the link to the website?
What was that?
You don't have the link to the website?
No, I in the description it's just their Instagram.
Oh, okay. I didn't realize that.
Because that's why I said send me all the links, but that's fine. And then make sure to support our PayPal link. It's how we can, handle these streams and allow more guests to come on and the camera angles and all that. And then also we can pay for StreamYard to host our platforms, our channel. And then we can also pay for these drinks I'm drinking, and the equipment that we're using to read our stats and the equipment for our microphone and all that. So make sure you do all of that. We got a lot to get to in this stream. Let's just get started. We've got big Dodger injury news. Blake Treinin, Brusdar Graterol, Dustin May, Walker Beuhler. We got all of that. We're going to start off with the pitching first. But first, the Dodgers are 80-34. They rank first in the NL West. Are 50 games ahead of everyone else.
That's not too bad.
It's not too bad at all. They should have won on Sunday, but the bats went cold. Anyway, the Padres are still 12 games over 500 just about, but they are over 22 games behind the Dodgers. Even with their explosions in the trade deadline, and as Duncan admitted, he was wrong about Soto, and I was right. They're doing really well there. Yeah. So let's just go over this big news. So let's go over the first part. Dustin May, the maniac himself, Dustin Mania, is back at Dodger Stadium. Almost. Are they playing? They're not at home this weekend, are they? No. Are they?
I don't think so, no.
No, so wait a minute. No. Wait. They are. Because it was a 7-game stand away from home. So, yeah, I think they're back at Dodger Stadium this weekend. So, Dustin Mania is back. He pitched his last start on Sunday. He pitched in OKC. He pitched in a total of 5 innings, over 70 pitches, 10 strikeouts, 10 Ks, no walks, no runs. And look, the umpires, they kind of gifted him a little bit. I'm not going to lie. They did. Duncan, I don't know if you saw the same thing in the links. Do you think the umps kind of gifted him a little bit?
Kind of, yeah. But, I mean, you have to remember, they're not major league umpires either.
Sure. I mean, in what ways did they kind of gift him? Because, I mean, he did kind of...
Called strikes kind of out of the zone.
Yeah, that's where I'm like...
hitters to kind of chase the zone a bit because they know the umpire's going to give it to Dustin May. Because he's Dustin May.
Right. Exactly. And do you kind of worry about that, though? Because if he's being gifted the strikes and it's showing up that, oh, my God, look, he's pitching strikes, and it's out of the zone too much or it's in the middle of the plate and it's or off the edge, do you think that that's going to affect him if they just gifted him Because now he's
It would
playing in the
affect him in a
big
good
leagues.
way. Any pitcher who gets a gift from the umpire automatically gains an advantage, Because say you get a guy like Machado to go down 1-2, well, now you can kind of, maybe throw a breaking ball or slider outside the zone, force him to chase,
Right. But do you think that with Dustin May, is it going to hurt him in the majors? Because they don't give you breaks. I mean, they don't.
We've seen him do well before, and I think, it is what it is. He's the best players know how to adapt. So, I mean, all he's got to do is really just find the actual zone and hope the umpires make the right choice. Because, at that level, there's a reason why they're not in the major leagues yet. So a lot of them are probably training.
Mm-hmm. We should send Angel Hernandez back to the minor leagues.
Yeah, that's a good one right there.
We should send him to single.
And a very valid move if they do it.
Man, that would be a popular move. I mean, he's upset. I love how they went after Bauer because he upset the commissioner. Yet Angel Hernandez did the same thing, and Manfred hasn't done anything about it.
Yeah, I mean, it's a little different, though, umpires and players. But to tell you the truth, I don't even know what's going on with the whole Bauer thing anymore and how that differentiates from anyone else speaking against the commissioner.
Well, Bauer's in the appeals process, and it's taken a while.
Yeah, and I say that because he was found innocent by the court of law.
Sure, yeah. Found innocent, but, Manfred, he hates the Dodgers, so he's going to do what he does. But with Dustin May, and by the way, with all the injuries that are happening, we're going to go over, having Bauer in this thing would make a whole big difference.
Yeah.
We'd have a playoff caliber ready team. But aside from Manfred and the
I said the sad thing is when he does come back, he might not be as good. He was kind of in his prime, and that takes, years off. So when he comes back, he could be batting practice. You never know.
Possibly, but I think that because I follow his blog, and he's still pitching, I still think he could be something because Trevor Bauer, Dustin May, they're not two guys that would just, I'm suspended. Oh, okay, I obviously can't pitch. No, they're gonna pitch whenever they want. Period. Whether they gotta go to a little league park and pitch, whether they gotta go to a batting cage somewhere in the country and pitch, they don't care. They will do it, But so now Dustin May's gonna be back. I'm excited for May. My dad saw him in the dugout last night. On TV,
oh, yeah?
they showed that, Dustin May was in the dugout last night. So I'm ecstatic because now, I mean, Mark Prior, Connor McGivens, they are the pitching staff, but they're not always in OKC. They always are in LA, and then they have their staff handle the guys. But now you got Mark Prior and Connor McGivens right where Dustin May is. So now he's going to get even more practice. They are scheduled to start him in the rumors and the reports are that he's going to be starting in LA against Miami, but he's not going to be piggybacking. He's the starter for Saturday. Well, I mean,
we'll see how he does. It is a tough transition going from minor league hitters to major league hitters because different adjustments they make.
Yeah, and that's why, right, and that's why I'm thinking, why not have someone like Gonzalin start Saturday and piggyback May after him so that May can kind of get used to it.
Right, but in the position the Dodgers are in right now, the first team to 80 wins, like obviously you might as well mark it down that they clinched the playoffs already. Probably the best seed in the NL. But when that's the case, you have the chance to afford, just throwing a guy back out there and see how he can do starting. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
They lose the game because of it. They're still in a great position.
Sure. And I honestly don't think that Dustin May is going to be giving away 7 runs. No, knock on wood.
Right. Hopefully.
But he's not going to be giving away 10, 20 runs. That's not who May is. Crumble? Come on. That dude, he'd be giving away like 16 runs in a second.
In 1 inning.
1 inning. I mean, it's that bad. I love how Roberts didn't have Crumble close the game on Saturday when it was 13-3. But he has him close when it's 3-1.
Well, because he's their closer. They pay him. When you pay a guy to do a job.
Sure, but he can't do it. So I'm not sure why he doesn't. Because then it's not a save situation. Then it's just like, dude, just end the game already. We're winning. Right. We're pummeling them. But why not have Crumble? Because then if he gives away 5 runs, I mean, it would suck. Because then it would have been 13-8. But at least, Dodgers would still be ahead. Gives
him a morale boost or something. But
it does.
Yeah. Like, say he goes in there and the hitters have kind of already given up. And he goes 1, 2, 3. That might project him into the next appearance.
Right. So they're saying about 70, 75 pitches for Dustin May. I think that's a pretty good amount considering what he did before. Now, let's go. I think he's going to be you saw the video I sent you, right?
Yeah.
I mean, you saw his stuff. I mean, he looks.
Video?
Yeah.
Yeah.
He looks. His velocity is right there.
Definitely where you want it. High 90s. His cutter that breaks, probably arguably one of the best cutters I've seen from a right-handed pitcher since I started following Dustin Mays. But breaks with velocity. Nasty stuff, man.
Nasty. He is filthy. He's filthy, man. I mean, those guys didn't know what was coming, man. So, and again, that scenario we were talking about is now out the window because where we were talking about, hey, he piggybacks off of someone like TA or Gonzalin, and, you go from TA who's throwing slow changeups and that curveball or that cutter or that slider or whatever, and he's throwing very slowly 80s, early 90s to Dustin May, who's a freaking maniac and a beast, throwing 100 miles at you, and the players are going to go, what the f*** is going on here? Now they're going to have at least 3 to 5 innings to get used to him.
Mm-hmm.
So, I mean, that I wish they kind of wouldn't do what they were doing. I wish they would scenario it. I see what you're saying, but I would piggyback him for at least his first start.
Now, are you talking more about his confidence? Like, say they go out there.
No. I think he's confident. I think just to.
Yeah, but it could shatter his confidence, like you're saying, because you're arguing they shouldn't start him. It could shatter his confidence if he goes out there, gets a start, and gives up, God forbid, 7 runs and a few bombs. Whereas
either way, his confidence could be shattered. So.
Yeah.
So that's why I say piggyback him. Because it also works in favor of the Dodgers. Mm-hmm. I mean, it works in our favor if Dustin May plays. Like my dad said, I'm excited. I'm fucking excited for Dustin May.
Yeah.
I can't wait for his jersey to come back to the stores, man. I swear to God.
Yeah, it's going to be something.
Dustin May, man, he's a beast. And it's like the balls are coming from the sky. The dude's 6'6".
Yeah. He is pretty tall for a pitcher. It's like when you look at Aaron Judge in the box, it's like it's unnatural. You don't usually see a hitter that tall. I think Judge is like 6'8" or something, 6'7".
Right. So it's like, my God. I am tired today. So, let's go over some, now, before we go into let's go into the breaking news. Walker Beuhler, as the stream is titled, is out for the season. At first they said, it was the bone spurs. Basically, he's been playing through it. Boy, oh boy. Then, he said, it's a pain I've gone through before. I'm good, whatever. And then last night we got the news that he is unfortunately going to have season-ending elbow surgery. Now, Dave Roberts, he pretty much said, I don't know if it's going to be TJ. They asked him, he said, I don't think so, probably not. We don't know. The exact thing is, we're pretty much not going to know until we get in there. And we get in his elbow and we start the operation. That doesn't seem like a good thing to me because the MRI was inconclusive. All the MRIs were inconclusive. And so now, but Walker Beuhler's out. There's an attitude that, look, we got 4 pitchers and then we got Urias, Gonzalin, TA, and May, and maybe Haney. We should be fine. I don't know. And look, Beuhler was not going to come back and be a starter. Okay, I just couldn't see it in any way possible. I think if he was going to come back, he was going to be the first closer, give him a couple innings, and then bring in freaking Treinin to shut the thing down, and then bring in Phillips to close it. That's what I think would have happened, right? I mean, what's your take here? Because I feel like the season's not over. The Dodgers have done extremely well. Look at their record. 80 and 34.
Yeah.
If they lose today, 35, but they could be 81 and 34. They're 50 games ahead of everyone else. They're 23 games ahead of the San Diego Padres. Urias is number 4 in ERA, number 7 in ERA in all of baseball. Gonzalin is number 14.
Like 3.
Huh?
Gonzalin, he's like number 3, right?
Something like that. I don't remember. But, I mean, you have your top 3 hitters are hitting over 400 in the month of August. 2 of your top 3 have never missed a game, although Dave Roberts is talking about Freddie Freeman resting at some point. So, I mean, how are you feeling? I feel like the team is in a bit of danger, but I feel like that they still have done well without him, without Beuhler.
Well, yeah, they've done well without him for sure. The numbers don't lie. And I don't think that it's the end of the world. It's sad. I mean, if he came back, that would be almost too OP, you know? And then when you get Kershaw back and Dustin May back, that'd be crazy. But, you know, unfortunately, everything doesn't always go your way, you know, as a fan. So, you know, it is what it is. Hopefully he can come back next year. I'm not too worried about it. But, yeah, hopefully he can come back next year and be the same. And, you know, we just got to focus on, you know, what they've been doing. You know what I mean? Like, the pitching has been great. Tyler Anderson is ranked 2nd or 3rd in wins with Tony Gonzalin right there with them. The only pitcher I can think of that's really shocking the world more than those 2 is Justin Verlander at his age doing what he's doing. But,
yeah.
You know, I'm not too worried about it. I still think the Dodgers have a great chance with the offense we have. And the worry will start coming if more people get hurt, if more valuable assets go down. Then that's when I start getting worried. Like last year, Max Muncy going down on the last day of the regular season scared the hell out of me. And, you know, rightfully so, they couldn't do anything to the Braves in the second round.
No.
They were just short offensively. You know what I mean? But I don't think we're going to be short on the pitching, you know, if everyone stays consistent.
Well, they were short on offense. They were short in the arms as well. And honestly, even at the beginning, in April, I told everyone Dodgers will not be repeating in the World Series. Everyone said, "Oh, you're fucking crazy. You're this." By the way, Oscar Montiel, the sad Washington fan. I don't know who the hell likes Washington. He said, Dodgers dodge having nice things. First off, Oscar, at least my team has a championship. Your team has got a pervert for an owner.
It's kind of right, though. There are times where they just play it like that.
Times, but
like getting Joey Gallo at the trade deadline is basically what he's saying. Like, all we got was Joey Gallo.
Sure, but do we need the nice things? Remember what I told you yesterday, and we can go into this, right? We didn't need. It's not like we needed the nice. Last year we needed the nice things. Did we dodge it last year? Hell no. We got Max Scherzer, one of the best pitchers in the league, who's absolutely killing it on the Mets, and we got Trey Turner, who's the 2-time batting champ in the in baseball, and he's trying to go for 3 years in a row.
And I think,
We don't
honestly,
need nice
this might
things
sound
when the
crazy.
Dodgers are the nice thing.
Yeah. I think Trey Turner right now is probably the most valuable on offense.
Yeah.
So consistent. I hope he can
I
stay
mean,
on.
he's like a couple hits ahead of Freeman. What's
Yeah.
crazy is normally you see, oh, on the Dodgers, Trey Turner is ahead of this guy from the Mets, right? By 2. The Dodgers lineup is so good, Oscar, okay, that Freddie Freeman and Trey Turner are on the same team and they're neck and neck. Your team, Oscar, the Nats, are the worst team in baseball and you gave up your nice things, so shut it. Also, Washington's a shitty team. So are the Cowboys, but at least, we know that. You guys, for some reason, think y'all have a chance. Ugh. Anyway, I had to do it. I had to. I think with the Dodgers, right, with the pitching, look, I think especially when we get into Clayton Kershaw, right? When you get into Clayton Kershaw, his is a back injury. They're saying he's in good spirits. He's throwing, but he's not throwing off the mound yet. Look, we could have it like this. You have your top pitcher, Julio Urias, number 1. His ERA is 4th in the NL, 7th in baseball. His last 6 starts, 38 innings. Oh, boy. 38 innings pitched, 4 earned runs, and 37 strikeouts compared to just 4 walks. That's just Julio Urias. And then you get to Tyler Anderson. By the way, my dad, when I said TA, you know how short we say TA? My dad was like, who's that? I'm like, really? Anyway, Tyler Anderson. His ERA is 14th in all of baseball. He has, in 4 out of his 6 last starts, they have been scoreless. 8 out of his 9 last starts have been 6 or more innings. Then you get to Tony Gonzalin. He struggled in July, but then he's pitched 11 2/3 innings over his last 2 back-to-back starts. Has a .77 ERA and a .77 FIP. So then you have Andrew Heaney. And Heaney, I mean, he just has a few starts, like 5 or 6 starts. He's just got 15 2/3 innings pitched. Has a 1.72 ERA, a 1.15 whip, a FIP or whatever, and he's at nearly 11 strikeouts per 9 innings. So, and the most he's thrown is about 4 2/3 innings, and he did leave last time taking the ball to the arm. So, and it looks like he's not going to be missing any time for that. So, if you're thinking, listen, Kershaw's out, we don't really know, with him it's a mystery. But if you have your top 4 guys in Urias, Anderson, Gonzalin, May, Heaney, you're thinking, okay, look, our top 4 guys are good. I'm comfortable with those top 4. How they start, that's a different story of what we were debating last week. Check that stream out. With Heaney, you're kind of worried because if he can only go 5 innings, or even 4, right, almost 5 innings, that means that, let's say you get Blake Treinin, and let's say you have Brusdar Graterol back. Now you get, let's say Blake Treinin, he goes from inning 5, 6, 7. Okay, fine. Then you get, say, I don't know, Graterol. He goes 7. Then you get Phillips. He goes 8. And then who do you have? You see where I'm going? Like, but then if you add Kershaw, then you could have Urias, TA, Gonzalin, May, Kershaw, Heaney. The problem is, if you're in a Game 5, Game 6 situation, and let's say it's a Game 5 and Dodgers are behind and they need to get ahead, then you really don't want Heaney there. You want Kershaw or May. But then do you want May? The problem that I see is we've got guys, like TA and Gonzalin and May who really haven't pitched that kind of game clinching thing, that elimination clinching thing, right? Kershaw has. So I'm a little worried in those scenarios.
I'm always worried when it comes to what could happen with the bullpen because, as a fan, seeing them lose consecutive seasons in a row, the big issue always comes down to, the bullpen giving up, runs in situations where we're up or, have a chance to take away a pivotal game in the series. So, that worry is always going to be there. But the problem with last year was with the starting rotation, we had a shortage of arms, and Max Scherzer even, was affiliated by this by getting dead on, so he couldn't pitch anymore at a certain point. Our best pitcher at that time.
Yeah.
He came to the fact that, Kershaw wasn't there, so they were, short a guy in the rotation. And he was getting a lot more innings than he's probably used to. But, this season, with all those guys you just named, there's 6 of them that could potentially start whenever. You know what I mean? And that's why the Dodgers won the World Series in 2020. They had so many starters. They had Tony Gonzalin starting sometimes. They had Dustin May starting sometimes. With, back when you had Beuhler, Urias, and Kershaw. So it's like when you have the depth in the bullpen and in the rotation and you have the offense, it really just comes down to, choking because they have the talent. So if they lose this year, if the Dodgers lose the World Series this year or lose before that, it'll be because they lost it themselves. They have all the tools they need unless somebody gets hurt.
Well, and there you go, unless someone gets hurt. But let's look at the bullpen real quick. A stat I found online somewhere, I kind of forget where I find these things, but I wrote it down real quick. David Price, Caleb Ferguson, and Evan Phillips after the All-Star break. So these are their stats, right? 29 and 2/3 innings combined. Just one earned run. Okay? Then we have Treinin and Graterol coming back, hopefully. Now, the big thing with the bullpen is, yes, they've absolutely been incredible. Sometimes they're the reason that the Dodgers win by such a narrow margin. The Dodgers could be up 5-1, 5-2, and all of a sudden it's 5-4, 5-5, 5-3 because of the bullpen. So yeah, the bullpen's done amazing, and we barely eke out a win. We kind of don't want that because.
Well, there's guys in the bullpen. Sorry to interrupt. There's guys in the bullpen that aren't very good. Like I forget the guy's name, but he looks like a softball player.
Well, there's Yancy Almonte. There's Reyes. Reyes Moralta.
No, that's who I'm thinking of. Reyes Moralta. Yeah, he's been bad. He gets a bomb every game.
He does. So then, and that's where you get to, okay, let's say there is an injury, right? Right now you have Kershaw injured. Right now you have Beuhler injured. Any of these other guys get injured, we're fucked.
Yeah.
We're fucked because let's say, I don't know, one of these guys get injured. Let's just say it's, I don't know, Haney is just, or let's just say it's May. All of a sudden, I feel some pain. Oops, now he's got to sit out. Oh, there's an MRI. Oh, whatever it is, hopefully it's not even that bad, knock on wood, right? And he's showing the most promising signs out of any of the pitchers that are on rehab assignment. The biggest problem you have is, all right, now you got Gonzalin, Gonzalin, T.A., Urias, and then you have Haney. And if you don't have Kershaw, and then you don't have Beuhler, and then you don't have May, that's a big problem for the Dodgers. But then, so I'm worried about the playoffs. Now, if we can have Kershaw, I would have Urias start game 1, Gonzalin start game 2, TA 3, May 4, Kershaw 5.
No. You don't give up on Kershaw like that. You go Urias 1. I agree with that. Urias has proven that he could start game 1. Gonzalin, no, Kershaw 2. Okay, because you still want him to feel like he's that guy. So Kershaw game 2, and he's done well in game 2 if he's back. And then you go Gonzalin game 3. All right, this is his first year being good. I think he could handle the mental standpoint behind starting a game 3 in a series.
So you would go Urias, Kershaw, Gonzalin. Who would you have 4 and 5?
For 4, I would probably go. If Dustin May proves he can start, I would go with him. If not, then Andrew Heaney. If if of course he doesn't start to slide down the ERA train.
Yeah.
But
so you would have TA as 5?
I don't have. Oh, I take that back. Tyler Anderson 4, and then from then on, that's when you got. It's good to have 4 starters, 4 reliable starters in the playoffs, and then the rest of the guys coming out of the bullpen. Because if somebody's doing really well in the playoffs, like Urias, then I would start him again in Game 5. You get what I'm saying? And just skip that rotation they do in the regular season.
I don't know about putting ODS in Game 5 again, and I'll tell you why. What if this sucker goes to a Game 6? That's where I'd put ODS.
Well, my bad. I'm thinking about an LDS theory here, best out of 5. But if we are talking about a 7-game series, then
is the NLDS best out of 5?
Yeah.
Oh. I thought they were all best out of 7.
If it does go to a Game 5, you throw Urias out there. But in a perfect world, we get 3 starters, 3 wins, get the sweep, move on.
But it's the Dodgers. The Dodgers are known. Vince Scully even admitted it. They're known to go, let's go to a Game 6.
That's actually a good point.
I mean, that's just... We had to go to a Game 7 against the fucking Trash Tros, but that's another story. We couldn't beat the Boston Red Sox, although they were suspected of cheating too. So, I'm very concerned. If I'm going to be honest with you, I just think that... Look, if Kershaw can come back...
I'm not going to lie. I'm not that concerned beyond injuries because I'm sitting here and I'm listing guys that could potentially start, and I even forgot about Tyler Anderson. That's the crazy part, And obviously I know who he is, and I know the big part he's played and why we're so good this year. But I'm sitting here, I'm trying to list guys that could start games in a 5-game series, and there's just like an endless list if they can come back. But
Well, and I mean, the big thing is, what did we see against Singer, Brady Singer last Sunday, which was the Dodgers couldn't hit against him. Now that's if you're on the Brewers, you're thinking maybe he's our Game 1 starter, right? Because they're gonna go to the wild card, I think, right? The Brewers.
Yeah.
So they're gonna go to the wild card. They might want to have him as Game 1 starter, right? But if they can't hit against guys like Scherzer, Castillo, Barrios, even Singer, and all these guys, they're in trouble. And I'm talking about the offense.
Yeah, we'll see. I mean,
yeah, because you got guys like Betts and Turner and Freeman and Smith and Muncy who's getting hot, and let's say
our style of play though with the offense is a little different this year. We've been stealing a lot more bases, taking advantage of the base runners we get on. So, and you got different approaches like Trey Turner and Freddie Freeman. I'm not gonna lie, when we got Freddie Freeman, I thought we were getting a 280, 35 home run guy, but instead what we got is a 320. Maybe a 20 home run guy, which is perfect for, driving in runs. And,
well, if you think about it, again, it's a new team. It's a new team, though. The thing that Freddie's good at is bets. Like I told you last week, Turner gets a hit. Freeman walks. Freeman gets a hit. That's all he needs. Even if he doesn't get the 35 to 40 home runs, like who's the guy that's at 48 now? You said it yesterday.
Aaron Judge.
Yeah, Aaron Judge. Crazy.
Yeah, he's on
if
pace
he's not competing with Aaron Judge, at least where Aaron Judge might struggle is the RBIs.
Well, he's leading the league in RBIs too, but I can see what you mean. There's a lot of home runs.
Well, yeah, I'm not saying he is. Aaron Judge is one of the best players I've ever seen in baseball.
Yeah.
I think he's having a better year than Soto, and Soto's not far behind him. But
Soto's the one that, when it comes to RBIs, I'm worried about. And this is why I said what I said last stream on why I think Brandon Drury is more valuable than him in this trade.
Oh, sure. I mean, he's their best hitter.
Yeah.
Right now. But let Juan Soto get comfortable.
Yeah.
Especially because the Padres are desperate, right? They just lost Tatis. So they're desperate. So what they're saying right now is, Juan Soto, you do whatever you got to do, man. You want a private jet to LA for an All-Star game? We'll give you 2 private jets. One for your chain and one for yourself. Right? Like, they're that desperate that now he's got a team that believes in him. The Nationals never had a chance. The Padres, they're a sham of a team. However, what you can't deny is, look, they have a chance. So if they're clinging, they're really clinging, right? But
can only hope.
I hope they collapse again.
Say what now?
I hope the Padres collapse again.
Oh, okay. I misheard you, but they will.
We're talking about the Padres.
They
but
will.
Look, remember how they say, they need Tatis. They collapsed with Tatis. They're doing great without Tatis. So
the thing is, the Padres are kind of almost sliding out of playoff contention right now because it's so competitive for that wild card spot, and we know they're not going to get the division because the Dodgers have that locked down and then some. But the Padres, if they go on, like, say they have a tough September or end of August, they just lose a bunch of games, have a couple of bad weeks, they could fall trail to, the Cardinals coming in there and the Brewers. And, let me look at the standings right now and see who's neck and neck with them.
And while you do that, Oscar and I are going to Colorado this weekend. And in response, I told him I wanted to go see a Rockies game. Not because I like the Rockies, but I mean, it's Coors Field. Like, I want to go to a baseball.
Awesome.
Huh?
I said that'd be awesome.
That'd be awesome. Oscar, the reason I want to go to a Rockies game is because, number one, it's baseball, and I like baseball, and it's more fun than you are. Boom! And B, it's just to go check it out. Nothing that, it's not because I'm doubting my Dodgers. The Dodgers are doing better than the Rockies. So shut it, Oscar. If you don't know, don't talk. These Washington fans, huh, Duncan?
Yeah, they get their one World Series, and they think they're everything.
Right? Just...
Yeah.
And these Washington football fans, or whatever they're called these days.
Yeah.
They think they're almighty and shit.
But yeah, the Padres, man, they're gonna choke.
They are gonna choke. And so the Dodgers don't have to worry about them. The Dodgers aren't worried about them. Unlike the Padres, the Dodgers don't have the Padres in their heads like the Padres have the Dodgers in their heads. They just don't. However, with the offense,
without
how do I say this? The offense just needs to keep it up, and they cannot go cold in the playoffs. That's the last place you want to go cold. It's like, let's say you have the Yankees, right? They're a good team right now. Playoff teams like that are impossible to. It's like something a button is pressed, or a magic wand is waved, and now nobody's beatable in the playoffs. It's insane how crazy it gets.
Yeah.
So
it's usually a team that you never expect too. Like last year, the Braves, I didn't expect them doing what they did.
I did, because I saw the way they had rebuilt in 18. I saw the way they rebuilt in 19, and I saw how they were in 2020. The Braves were hungry.
Yeah.
The way they played during the season last year was, we're hungry and we're going to fucking eat you. And they did. I saw it coming from a mile away. What I did not see was the Astros going. However, when I found out it was the Braves against the Astros, after I got over being angry and upset, I saw on Twitter that the Dodgers had called Jock Peterson and said, beat the Astros. I'm like, yeah. And then I watched the World Series because I'm like, I want them. And that play that ended, you saw how silent it got at the Astro Stadium?
Yeah. Most notably when Jorge Soler hit that bomb.
Just into left field or whatever it was?
Yeah, because like when you're involved in the game and it's 0-0, you're not expecting such a big kick to the gut there, but he just launched it. And I feel like that was the moment the Astros' momentum was completely put to rest.
That's when they knew.
Yeah.
And it's funny, they've gone to they went in 17, cheated to win. They went in 19, couldn't beat the Nats. They went in 21, couldn't beat the Braves. every time the Astros go to the World Series, they can't win. What does that say? That's why they needed to cheat.
Yeah.
My dad makes this point all the time.
Yeah.
Huh?
I said the Dodgers would have wiped the floor with them if they didn't cheat.
Oh, absolutely. I mean, look at my dad says it all the time. Why was Clayton Kershaw getting hit? Everyone always wondered. He never gets hit. How is he getting hit? And that's why. The whistles, the trash cans, the cameras, everything.
It just looked like Kershaw had no chance against those hitters either. Like almost the way it was Yuli Gurriel that tied it in Game 5 off of him. And I remember watching him go up into the box, and I'm just like, the confidence that the Astros had, it was like, it's almost like they knew it was coming. And then the rest is history. I mean, they really just, in that game, just walk right in there, fastball's coming, connect on it, bomb, tie game, or give us the lead. Then the Dodgers, I mean, they would have won because they kept coming back. It's tough to revisit.
It is tough to revisit, but for Dodger fans, it's never going to be forgettable. It's going to be unforgettable.
Yeah.
But what does it prove? They needed to cheat to win. They've been to 3 World Series in the last decade, and they have not been able. Last decade in another decade, whatever it is, and they've not been able to win, aside from the first time. So, there you go. And look, we have our we have our starters. Our offense like Betts and Turner and Freeman and Smith and Muncy and Taylor and Bellinger and
pretty much all the guys that have been helping us this season. You can list everyone on the roster besides Austin Barnes, but even him,
Trace Thompson. Who else? Yeah. Who else did we have last night? Justin Turner. I mean, you have all those guys. Everyone's a slugger except Barnes.
Right.
And on defense, I would have Bellinger, I would have Taylor, I would have Betts, I would have Freeman. And maybe Muncy.
Of course. I like Turner at third. That's something. When they put Muncy at third, I think it's a mistake.
Well, even he said it. I'm not used to third base.
I think Turner, that's his
Trey
position.
Turner?
Justin Turner. Yeah, Justin Turner.
Justin Turner. Yeah, Justin Turner at third.
Base for years. He knows how to play the corner in the playoffs, all that kind of stuff. He
and
even had to play last night.
Right, exactly. And putting Betts at right field?
Well, yeah, of course.
Putting Taylor at left field.
Yeah, and then Bellinger in center. And then when we talk about DHing, you switch off between Max Muncy and Joey Gallo.
Yeah.
Or,
Sometimes you can even switch between and put Justin Turner because Justin Turner was the DH on Saturday.
Right, and then that opens it up for Muncy to play third, and then there's a couple of positions that I think are locked down. Like you don't want anyone else at first besides Freddie. I don't want anyone else at second besides Lux. I think Lux is our second baseman.
Yeah.
Trey Turner at short, and Betts and right. Those are and obviously Will Smith, but those are the positions that are locked down right now. The rest, you can switch in and out between Trace Thompson and Chris Taylor on the left, depending on who's out there. You can throw Joey Gallo out there as well, maybe against a righty pitcher when you don't want to give Taylor and Thompson the at-bats against them, But, Bellinger, I think his job should be open for a replacement if his batting average keeps slipping, honestly. It's down to 206.
Yeah, and it's
keep him around. One last thing. The reason why we keep him around is because he does hit for power, and he can go off with home runs. So, it's important to have a guy like that.
Yeah, that's why. Yeah. And he's doing a little bit better. If Muncy stays hot, opponents are in trouble. You don't want Muncy. If you're on the other side, you don't want Muncy getting hot. If you're on the Dodger side, you're starting to make extra payments on your credit card to then buy a bunch of gear because Max Muncy's a crazy beast.
Yeah.
He's a crazy son of a bitch.
Really did struggle there for a second, but I do think he's back, and I hope I'm right about that. But the way he's been hitting, I think he's hitting 450. I think he hit 450 this week. I'm pretty sure.
Yeah, something like that. He was insane.
Yeah.
Now, we still have 3 more games against the Brewers. The Brewers are not a bad team. Now, Peralta gave up some runs, and there you go. And then
just one game in August.
I do want to ask you, Dave Roberts is hinting at Freddie Freeman resting soon. What is your opinion on that?
Not for too long. Don't rest him for too long. Maybe a couple of days off wouldn't hurt, because I think the fear is what happened to Muncy last year, where he got hurt on the last day of the regular season. Honestly, I would start none of the guys on the last day of the regular season. Just, have Vargas, James Outman, Trace Thompson, all the backup guys start, maybe even the whole final series. But, once we get to where we need to be in the standings and the playoff format, I agree with the resting. You want to preserve injuries.
Yeah, I think right now is the wrong time to rest Freeman. Once we get to winning, once we win the West, okay, fine. We're already in the playoffs. There's nothing else you can do. Then every series, I'd rest at least a couple of your good players. Switch off, switch off, switch off, switch off, switch off. And that's where Outman and Vargas can come in and make some noise. And who knows? Outman might... Look, they're saying that Outman is not ready. Vargas is not ready for the big time yet. I personally think Outman's more ready, but the lead prospect person on the Dodgers was saying no. Now, this is where I think this is where they can all prove, hey, I'm good for 2023. And speaking of 2023, hopefully it's not TJ that Beuhler needs, because then he misses 2023 and then we're fucked. But
come back end of 2023, right? If it's TG.
If it's TJ, yeah. Well, honestly, no, because if Dustin May took like 15 months to recover, 14, 15 months, right? That means that Beuhler is going to take until... I don't think he's going to come back in 2023 if that happens. Knock on wood, hopefully that doesn't happen. But let's... I keep going everywhere, I know. But going back to Vargas and Outman and all these guys, this is the chance for them to say, look, I know you guys think that I'm not ready yet. Bobby Miller, I know you think I'm not ready yet. But let me come in while your guys are resting for the main playoffs, and let me show you what I can do. That way you guys don't forget me when it's time for, okay, who do we bring up in 2023?
Exactly. A lot of these guys are trying not to be forgotten, but as long as they're performing, they won't be.
Well, Bobby Miller still needs time, though. His pitches are still in a little bit of struggle, especially when he's in the middle of the plate too much, and, right? Outman, I think, has proven himself. I honestly think Outman's proven himself.
Did hit a home run in his first major league at bat. So
exactly, and he had 3 hits in his first major league at bat. He had a couple more hits in his second. I mean, what more do you want from Outman? Obviously, you want more. Now, quick question on the Tigers are trying to steal from the Dodgers front office.
How so?
Well, they're trying to poach some of the top strategists and analysts and all of that.
Get advice from them?
No, grab them. Take them.
Oh, kind of like Moneyball, where they...
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
I gotcha. They're sabotaging us, basically.
That's what they're trying.
It's smart, though. I mean, the developers for the Dodgers have been doing great for years. I mean...
Well, but as the developers for the Dodgers, you got to think, are the Tigers even going to make it? Or are they thinking... If, let's say, they took 2 or 3 of our guys from the main office, from the front office, are those 2 or 3 guys going to go, yeah, we know what Freeman did, we can get you up there, and we can now make the Tigers competitive? I'm going to say no.
Still comes down to the type of money you have to sign big guys, or whether you're going to have to go and develop from the ground up rather than going after big superstars. But I think they can afford to get a couple of offensive threats, pitchers. But The thing is, they're just not in the position lately to be doing that. They've been tanking bad.
But could they take a couple of the guys and say, get us developed from the bottom up so then we can pull these guys from our farm system?
Yeah, I mean, I think it's kind of just desperation at this point. Like, they're so desperate to become good that they need to change their front office rather than focusing on working on the team. I don't know.
Well, they need to change the front office because obviously our front office is doing something right. If since 2012 they've never missed the playoffs and they've been doing something right, well, of course you'd go after the front office.
It comes down to who we draft, and the development is important, but there's only really a select few guys that you get on your team that have the sort of mentality to be really good. If you look at Miguel Cabrera, they found Miguel Cabrera when he was a superstar, and they signed him along with Prince Fielder. I mean, there were times where the Tigers were doing what the Dodgers are doing now, and they even made it to a World Series, but they got swept, and then it just sort of fell apart from there. They traded away guys like Nick Castellanos, all those kinds of guys. They had JD Martinez as well. So they're just a shitty team now. Excuse my language, but
no, they are.
I hear about that in the news. Like, am I supposed to be threatened by that?
I don't think it's supposed to be threatening. I don't think any Dodger fans going, oh my God, they're going to take from us. I think there would be if, again, we were in that kind of mid-tier level team. Then, yeah, I'd be like, whoa. Now, you said you wanted to talk about a couple other things because I'm out of topics.
Okay. Joey Gallo. First of all, since he came to the Dodgers, they've only lost one game. And I know this sounds like a far reach here, but I do think that there are certain players on the team that can help lift the performance of others without really having to do much. And the Yankees have struggled since they got rid of Joey Gallo. But one thing I want to talk about is the Yankees and how I don't think that they're going to do much in the playoffs.
Let's do it.
It comes down to pitching. They have the offense. One of the best lineups I think I've ever seen with Rizzo, Stanton, Judge, Josh Donaldson, all these guys, Benintendi. They have the offense, but if we look at the pitching, so Garrett Cole, Nestor Cortez, they have Montgomery now, or they traded away Montgomery. The depth is definitely there, but I don't think Garrett Cole is that guy. I just don't. He's shown that he can choke a lot in the playoffs. Mm-hmm. I mean, there's a guy by the name of Kyle Schwarber that absolutely owns him.
Oh, absolutely. I mean, he not only owns him, he just
So
he owns the house key. He owns the lock. He owns everything. I mean,
I just think Garrett Cole is he's like their Kershaw kind of. And then you got Nestor Cortez, who's never really been good until this year. Never really had the opportunity, but he's really the only guy I look at as a valuable asset for them. And then when you
Garrett Cole, I'm sorry. I don't know that he's a Kershaw. I think I don't see him as someone that, if let's say he was on the Dodgers, I wouldn't bring him up for a game 1 or a game 5 or a game 3. I'm sorry, but I wouldn't. Maybe I'd have him in the bullpen because to me he's just not that guy. In the
playoffs, but I say he's like Kershaw because let's be real here. Kershaw has historically not done well in the playoffs, except for the 2020 team.
Well, no. Hold on. Kershaw's done great.
He's had his moments, but he's definitely choked.
No. But the team didn't back him up. Everyone always talks about, Kershaw. The team didn't back him up. What do you expect?
I mean, there were a couple of games where we had a lot of offense going and just had a lot of home run allowing going.
Sure. Yeah, and every playoff there are a couple games like that.
I went to game 1 of the NLDS in 2017, and he gave up 4 home runs that game.
I remember. But again, I always say, okay, like I say with the goalie in hockey, he gave up 6 goals. What did you do? Sometimes you gotta be way ahead of your pitcher, so when he gives up that many runs, you're not suffering.
Yeah.
Now, the fact that he gave away those 4 runs is not excusable. However, when you are the problem the Dodgers had from Joe Torre to Mattingly to Robertson and on to Roberts is they just kept using Kershaw. They didn't get any other ace pitchers, any other guys that could act as aces to give him breaks. And then you wonder why Kershaw suffered.
Well,
they
got guys like
overused
Zach
him.
Greinke. They got guys like Zach Greinke, and they brought Ryu over. I mean, I'm not a Kershaw hater. I think he's a big reason why we won the World Series in 2020, and I don't know what more you can ask for. But historically, and this is, remember, I'm just comparing Garrett Cole to him, and I'm just talking about the Yankees not doing what everyone's expecting them to do in the playoffs. I just see the choking mentality behind them, and they do it every year.
So you think that with Judge and Stanton and Rizzo and all these guys on offense, do you think it's the offense that'll choke, the arms, or all of them?
Well, all of them kind of do for a team to lose. I think, like, say Aaron Judge hits a 2-run bomb to get them going in the first of, a pivotal Game 5 or even a Game 7. And then you have Garrett Cole out there, and then the offense kind of goes silent for a little bit. And during that span, he gives up 4 runs, a couple of bombs. And then that just kind of kills the momentum from there. I mean, that's just really how baseball works. Your team can go off on offense for the first few innings, and then Garrett Cole does what he does, and then you're back.
So, because the Dodger fans are all wanting a Dodgers-Yankees game. And in my mind, I'm saying, no, you don't. Because if you know the Dodgers, they're also able to choke. You don't want to go against the Yankees.
I would love to see that matchup, though. Dodgers-Yankees. Which one of them is going to choke?
We weren't alive the last time they went at it. So, of course, I want to see a Yankees-Dodgers series.
Yeah.
Are you kidding?
I hope that happens. That'd be crazy.
Yeah, but if that happens, that means that the Yankees are hungry. It's been since like 2009, 2010 since they won.
Yeah, but they've had some past success. I don't even want to hear about it. If the Yankees win the World Series this year, I would be pissed, honestly.
Well, they went 14 times against the Dodgers, and they beat us 7 times out of those. Well, no, they beat us more than that, but.
Talking about regular season or history of the
World Series?
History, yeah. I want to see the Dodgers beat them so we can get that in the history books, because it really has been total domination from the Yankees in the past.
It has. But so you're predicting that they're just gonna choke, because that is the talk that look at the Yankees. Oh boy! Oh my God! Everyone go to bed. The Yankees are going. And then you don't see the Yankees. Oh, look at the Padres! Oh my God, Fernando! Oh, the Padres! Oh, okay.
The hype, yeah, the hype. A lot of teams get hyped up and they don't perform. It happens in every sport, but baseball specifically.
Baseball is just one of because in football it's just a couple teams. Right. And it's the teams where you have the biggest names. And it's the same thing in baseball.
Media in football is a little more realistic,
Right. But in baseball, it's like one team scores a home run. Oh, my God. And sometimes it happens with the Dodgers. I'm like, shut the fuck up. It's the 3rd game of the season. And it pisses me off. So you're saying that the Yankees are going to choke here?
Yeah. If you want to hear my prediction,
okay.
I have what I want. That's Dodger Yankees, but my realistic prediction is either Astros Dodgers again or Astros Mets. So,
well, wouldn't the Mets and because the Mets and the Yankees are a part of the same division, right? Or are they separate?
Yeah. Wait, what's the other team?
The Mets and the Yankees. They're in the AL.
Well, one's in the AL East, one's in the NL East. Yeah. They're not in the same division. No,
That's right. So they'd see each other in the World Series.
that could happen, and that would be definitely entertaining, but
It would, because I think the Mets would win
disappointing.
it.
Yeah, I do think the Mets would beat the Yankees in that scenario. With the pitching they have compared to the Yankees, you know, the bullpen for New York is kind of whack. I'm not gonna lie, they blow a lot of games.
That is true. So that's where you're thinking. How is it that they're going to get to the playoffs, one? And B, how are they going to maintain their strength in the playoffs if your bullpen can't put on their shoes right?
And they didn't really do much this deadline to fix it. All they really got was Andrew Benintendi, and then they gave up a pitcher.
They did, and they didn't go after Castillo. They were in
I thought they
talks,
would
but
I really did think they would get Castillo, but
me too. And I mean, and look, when he went to the Yankees with the Cardinals and he beat them, he shut them down. I would have thought New York would have said, "Hey man, hey guys, write it down to call the Cardinals in the morning." Okay, great. On Monday morning. Like, that's what I would have figured they would have done. Castillo goes to a non-marketable team in the Mariners.
yeah,
Mariners aren't going anywhere in the next 5 years.
they have a good chance this year, but to make it to the playoffs at least. But
Maybe.
no, they do. You know, they're and we're talking about wild card here because obviously the Astros
Oh, sure.
have it handled in the AL West, but the Mariners are in wild card contention.
But they're not gonna be any further. I just think that the Yankees, they should have gotten. If they had Castillo, then we'd be going, they might have a chance. They got Castillo, right? But they didn't. Now, what is it with Joey Gallo leaving, them losing, Joey Gallo coming, us winning? Is it, well, we were gonna win without Joey Gallo regardless, but most likely. But they were booing him in New York. Even though he came to the Dodgers hitting 12 home runs this season.
One thing I will say about Dodger fans is you never see them okay, so when Bellinger was starting to perform poorly, he didn't get booed like he would in New York. You know what I mean? So I think something about coming to the Dodgers and playing in front of that city changes players. And Joey Gallo's the kind of guy where you see him in the lineup and you go, oh, I need to get through all these guys so I can get to him and easily strike him out. But the Dodgers are a team that doesn't chase. So if they're pitching around you to get to Gallo and then you take your walk and then you get on base, it leads to better chances to score.
Right. And that's the thing, is that the Dodgers don't chase.
An out there take.
Right, and the Dodgers don't chase. They don't.
No,
They've been taught not to chase. The big thing is, though, how is it? I mean, Gallo hit 12 home runs for the Yankees.
Yeah.
So my thing is, how is it that they're now losing without Gallo? He wasn't a superstar player on the team either.
Mm-hmm.
So how are they losing without Gallo? Or is it that because? Do you think they would still be winning without Gallo or with Gallo? Let's say they kept Gallo.
I think they'd still be losing if they had Joey Gallo. I mean, I'm partly joking when I say that he had that big of an effect, but
yeah, I don't think he had that big of an effect. So you think that they would?
Yeah, it's a meme right now.
Is it?
Talking about the Joey Gallo effect. As soon as he leaves, but the whole point of the joke is how much of a strikeout hitter he is, and how bad he hurts an offense, to be honest. But the idea that he would help a team or benefit them is just comedy. It's comical.
Do you think he has a chance, though, with the Dodger hitting staff that have turned mediocre dudes into superstars?
Yeah, definitely. I mean, I look at guys like Chris Taylor and Max Muncy that were really struggling before they got to the Dodgers. I mean, there is the potential that he could, he's got a couple of home runs already, but he struck out a lot since he's joined us. Pretty much every time he gets out, it's either strikeout or home run. Yeah.
So then do you think with the Yankees that they're just losing because they're losing? They didn't make the right moves in the trade deadline, and now they're suffering?
Looking at them, I don't see a World Series winning team. I could be wrong, but I just don't.
Okay.
I don't see it.
I don't either. Because remember before the All-Star break, oh, the Yankees are the best team in baseball. Now the Dodgers are the best team in baseball. What happened, Yankees? What's wrong, New York? What up? What you doing?
Exactly.
Right? I mean, you can't beat the mighty Dodgers? Really? I don't know. So, is there anything else you wanted to?
No, I think
Because I know you got to go to work. So
sit back. Yeah, we could sit back and see. I mean, it's baseball. Something's always happening.
Oh yeah, I mean we're probably gonna have to be back here next week with all the news coming, and maybe we should do a stream to talk about. Because I'm flying back home on Monday, so maybe Monday wouldn't be a good idea. Now over the weekend, I am with guys that. One guy that loves Oscar doesn't love baseball at all, but we could do a stream if you wanted. But on Tuesday would be a very good day.
We'll talk about it. Yeah, I'll let you know.
Because Dustin May's playing. I'm gonna be in Denver while he's fucking pitching. Hopefully. Oscar, whatever we're doing on Saturday, I'm watching the Dodger game. I don't give a damn.
Yeah, you gotta see with that.
I gotta see. I've gotta. Oh, man. So, Duncan, otherwise, yeah, we got through the topics just fine.
Yeah. Make your time.
What time is it?
2:27, so I got good amount of time to get ready.
Yeah, you got over an hour.
Yeah.
So
yeah, pleasure as always coming on here talking about, what's going on, hearing other people's opinions about the Dodgers is always interesting. Because we all have our own opinions about certain things.
I wish my dude Marvin could come on. He mainly likes going on Oscar's show, because
Dodger fan or
he's a Dodgers fan. He's also a Phillies fan. No, he's an Eagles fan and he's a Ravens fan. I think it depending on who's losing, but that man knows everything about football. You mentioned, the two wide receivers of, I don't know, the Broncos. Oh, yeah, this guy, that guy, he's the ball up the middle, and you're just going like, what the fuck? No. He knows everything. And then Aaron, one of my other dudes, he knows the history. He knows players like the back of his hand. Have we done a stream with Aaron? Yeah, you did a stream with Aaron before.
A while ago.
A while ago. We got to do another one. Football season's back.
Yeah, it's exciting.
It is. My Cowboys lost. So
my favorite time of the year. End of baseball, start of football. So.
You know what? I'm gonna be honest with you. I was kind of happy without football. I'm not gonna. I love football.
Well, maybe because you were just so disappointed by this season.
Oh, I knew it was coming. It was still disappointing, but I knew it was. It wasn't like I was a fan. Oh, what? I didn't know there was. No, I knew. I was like, no, they're not winning against the Niners. They had a chance, and they fucking blew it when they had 13 penalties against them. Anyway, I just wasn't. I'm like, I kind of don't want football to come back. I'm just not loving it. Last year, I was hyped for football. I was like, yes. This year, I'm like, ugh. So, make sure you follow Duncan Dye on Instagram, ladies. His phone number is on Instagram, so you might want to go check that out. Gentlemen, I mean, if you want to go do that, that is on you. That's completely on you. Make sure you follow Franchise Sports Media on Instagram as well. Make sure you follow me on Twitter and Instagram as well. The links are listed below. Make sure you check out our PayPal link, as I said. Let us know what you think in the comments down below about the Dodgers, about Beuhler, about May, about everything that we talked about on this stream. Duncan, I'd like to thank you for coming.
Yeah, and I'll send you the link to the website next time. Because I guess I might have forgotten to do that, huh?
Yeah, because they're going to be like, what? It's on. The link's listed on the Instagram too, but still.
Yeah.
So,
all right. Well,